All right. Welcome everyone to the Virtual College Exploration Fair for all North and South Carolina students. As you're getting logged in and settled, just wanted to remind you of a couple of things if this is your first time. Your camera and microphone will be off for this whole session. So if you have any questions or concerns that you'd like to talk with one of the presenters about, just look at that Q&A button at the bottom of your screen and submit those questions, and they will get to you as soon as possible. For those of you who either maybe you have missed parts of the presentation, or maybe you just kind of want to review those, a recording of this session will actually be made available within a week's time on CACRAO.org. So that's CACRAO.org. And you can also sign up for more sessions on that same website. All right, it's up to our presenters now.
All right, thank you all so much, and thank you for joining us. I'm Matt Cash with the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. Thank you for joining us for Finish Your Degree at UofSC, where we'll be talking to you about transfer opportunities for students interested to transferring to one of the 4 senior campuses to the University of South Carolina system. I'll go ahead and let my other colleagues introduce themselves.
Hey everyone, my name is Allison Scheide. I'm the Assistant Director for Transfer Partnerships in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions on the Columbia campus, and I'm so happy that you guys are here joining us today.
Hi everyone, my name is Ira Pace. I'm the Assistant Director of Transfer Admission here at USC Upstate in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Thank you for joining us.
All right, thanks so much. We're looking forward to it. And I do want to apologize. Unfortunately, our friends at the University of South Carolina, Aiken could not join us. They were experiencing some extreme technical difficulties with their internet. So unfortunately, they will not be able to join us, but you can visit their website at usca.edu. And feel free to reach out to them. Kathy Brantley is their transfer coordinator there, and she's awesome to work with. So just be sure that you check their website. So what I'm going to do at this point, let me just share my screen, and we will get started with the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. And of course, the dogs start barking in the background. There we go. Sorry for the delay, folks. Okay, the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. Again, my name is Matt Cash. I'm the Associate Director of Admission for Recruitment. That's my contact information there on the screen, and it will be made available on the last slide as well if you want to follow up with me directly about application statuses, or if you have follow-up questions after today's session. Some quick facts about USCBe. We trace our heritage back to the 1795 founding of Beaufort College, making us one of the oldest college traditions in South Carolina. We joined the university system in 1959, and then the 21st century has seen tremendous growth at USC Beaufort. We opened our main residential campus in Bluffton in 2004, and then the past few years have seen an explosion of growth. We revitalized our campus in downtown Beaufort, and then we opened our Center for Hospitality Management on Hilton Head Island just last year. So brief student profile, we welcome 2,100 students from 36 states and 10 nations to our campus. We have a little over 1,000 students living on campus with us as well in residential living. But at the same time, it's a close-knit learning environment. You have a student to faculty ratio of 16:1, vibrant campus life opportunities as well, with over 40 different clubs and organizations, and we field 9 different athletic teams in the NAIA Sun Conference. So just to give you a little bit of an idea about our location, we are it's situated in between Charleston, South Carolina and Savannah, Georgia. And just to highlight a little bit of what is located at each campus. So the Bluffton campus is the main residential location for USCBe. It's 200 acres situated on the gateway to Hilton Head Island. So basically you get off of exit 8 at I-95 and we're just a straight shot down the road for you. We offer 10 different residence halls, multiple dining options. We have a 20,000 square foot campus center, complete with, it really serves as the hub of campus activity, and then a brand new 26,000 square foot recreation center as well. Our Beaufort campus, which is where we were founded, is situated right on the historic Beaufort riverfront. That is home to our Beaufort College Honors Program, and then also certain majors are headquartered there as well. And those majors are history, marine biology, and visual art and design. Now, I mentioned our Hilton Head Island location, which is our Center for Hospitality Management. It serves as a working event and conference center and features a full beverage lab and demonstration kitchen. It's located on the island right near the entrance to the Sea Pines Resort. So we offer about 30 different programs of study by the time you factor in various concentration areas. I won't read off a full listing of majors, but feel free to take a screenshot or a picture of that with your phone. It's broken into three main parts: the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, the School of Science and Mathematics, and the School of the Professions. Our largest majors are biology, business administration, nursing, and psychology. We also have a list of our minors here, and then pre-professional tracks. So if you're interested in preparing for graduate level study, pre-dentistry, pre-law, medicine, pharmacy, veterinary medicine. So basically anything, if you're wanting to go to graduate level school for med school, a PT program, law school, anything along those lines. The only one that's listed on there that is not designed as a graduate school track is the pre-engineering program, where we actually have a joint advisement track with the University of South Carolina, Columbia, to where basically you can start your classes with us, and you'll be advised towards taking classes that are transferable to their computer science and engineering degree program. So it's not a bridge program, but it is a joint advisement track where we make sure that you stay on path. So I mentioned campus life earlier, so very vibrant with over 1,000 students living on campus, so nearly 50%, which is the highest ratio of residential living of the USC system campuses. Lots of different ways to stay active and engaged with clubs and organizations, whether you're interested in Greek life, special interest organizations, academic clubs and honor societies and that type of thing, club sports, intramural sports, just lots of different ways to stay active on campus. And our housing is set up as traditional apartment style living. So it's not dorms or suites or anything like that. Think of it as a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. So each person has their own private bedroom, and then it's just 2 people sharing the bathroom and shower area on either side. All has a full kitchen, full living room. All major appliances are included, included a washer and dryer in each apartment. Student Success Center is very popular. This is going to be the team on campus that helps you with academic advisement to make sure that you're taking the right classes to progress in your degree program on your path to graduation. Career Services will offer job placement and job postings for while you were a student at USCBe, as well as preparing to transition out of college and into the workforce or into graduate school. They'll host grad school fairs, they'll host career fairs, they'll also do resume writing workshops and mock interviews to help prepare you for the job search. Let me back up real quick, sorry, I accidentally got a little trigger happy. And then counseling and accessibility services. So if you need someone to talk to, adjusting to life on campus and maybe away from home, we definitely have that office that's available to speak with, as well as accessibility services. So if you have a documented learning difference, you can work with that office if you need additional test taking time or note takers or something along those lines. We can definitely help that get coordinated for you. Now, another way to complete your degree with USCBe is if you are not prepared for to live in the immediate area, we have several different online options. So you can complete 100% online at USCBe, either our hospitality management, human services, interdisciplinary studies, psychology, public health, and sociology. Now, those you can actually do start to finish, including general education level courses at USCBe. We also contribute 5 different programs to the Palmetto College. And the Palmetto College is the University of South Carolina System's online degree completion for those students that already have some college coursework. So basically, we offer those same programs that I mentioned earlier, with the exception of interdisciplinary studies. Then we also offer a Business Now program, which stands for nights, online, and weekends. So that's designed for working adults to be able to complete their program as one of our most popular majors. So you can choose a concentration area in there in accounting, management, or marketing. So the admissions process. For transfer students that are not currently a student at the UofSC University of South Carolina system, you would submit the online application for admission. And then we also need you to request to have official transcripts from each college or university where you have attempted college coursework. If you have under 30 hours of completed transferable college credit, then you also need to submit a final high school transcript. We are test optional for this current academic year, and that includes for transfer students as well as first-time freshmen. So regardless of your application type for the 2021-2022 academic year, you do not need to submit test scores. Even if you're a transfer with under 30 hours, you would just need to submit your final high school transcript. If you're looking to transfer later after that, we haven't made a decision on that yet. So this is going to be a pilot year, and then we will take that into consideration moving forward. And for system transfers for USCBe, so if you're currently in the University of South Carolina system, if you're enrolled at one of the Palmetto College campuses like Salkehatchie, Sumter, Lancaster Union, or at another USC system senior campus, you would submit a change of campus within your Self-Service Carolina account. And then we have access to your academic record already. So in that instance, if you're already a current student in the USC system, then we have access to your record. So no need to request an official transcript. Now, in certain circumstances, like if you're applying to an upper division major program like nursing, they use nursing CAS. So they would still require that you submit an official transcript for that purpose, but not for the general admission process. So as far as requirements, it's a minimum of 2.0 cumulative academic GPA, and that's focusing on courses that are transferable into the university. And you must also be in good standing from previous institutions. So that means financial standing, academic standing, and all that. And yeah, I'm sorry, I accidentally duplicated that slide, but it's the same requirements if you're a system transfer as well. So a minimum of 2.0 cumulative academic GPA and be in good standing. So I appreciate you all listening to me. I will now turn it over to Allison.
Thanks, Matt. I'm going to get my screen shared really quick and I will get going. Give me 1 second. Sorry, bear with me for a second. My office literally just replaced my computer like right before this. So I'm still getting all my ducks in a row.
You're fine. It took me forever to find like where my particular PowerPoint was, and I've had this computer.
All right, I think, Matt, can you let me know if it's showing my PowerPoint?
Yeah, I see. It's
Okay.
Yet it's like the slide view, but yeah, there we go.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. All right, everyone. So like I said, my name's Allison. I'm with the Office of Undergraduate Admissions on the Columbia campus at the University of South Carolina. So I'm going to talk with you a little bit about the unique things that we have to offer to students that are just unique to our campus. So we have over 100 degree programs here at the University of South Carolina, and that factors into over 300 different combinations of majors, minors, and concentrations that a student can pursue. So obviously I don't have time to go over all 100 degree programs, but I do like to focus on some of the ones that are a bit more unique to the Columbia campus, because I know, between all 4 campuses, we definitely offer a lot of the same types of majors, but I'm going to focus on some of the ones that are very unique to the Columbia campus. So within our Darla Moore School of Business, we do have our traditional majors like accounting, management, and marketing, but we're also very well known for our international business program. And our new operations and supply chain program is definitely becoming in high demand, especially now during COVID, when it seems like supply chains are kind of just disrupted all over the place. We also have unique majors in real estate and risk management and insurance, if those are things that are of interest to students. In our College of Hospitality, Retail, and Sport Management, well, we do have majors in hospitality management and tourism management. I really like talking about our sport and entertainment management program, which is going to give students experience in sporting events, live entertainment, things like concerts, Disney on Ice, running a venue that puts on live entertainment. And then our retailing major, that's going to focus on things like running a small business, or now we're even having a concentration in fashion merchandising and digital innovations. So really capitalizing on the shift into online commerce that's really becoming, especially now, prevalent during COVID-19. So these two programs are actually both very highly ranked in their specific field. Our sport and entertainment management program is part of our sports science trio of programs, which has had a #1 ranking. So that includes sport and entertainment management, exercise science, and physical education. Within our College of Arts and Sciences, one unique program that we have there is our media arts program. And so if students are interested in really anything in creating media, whether that's video games, whether that's video production, media arts is going to be a great place to really hone those skills. Actually, one of my coworkers who does all of our videos for the department is a media arts alum, and he has had such fantastic skills because of that program. So in our College of Information and Communications, there are two different kind of branches of majors. So we have our information science major, and then we also have our School of Journalism and Mass Communications, which is going to include majors like advertising, journalism, broadcast journalism, and public relations, as well as a few more in there. And so those are great ways if students are wanting to, be a brand, not ambassador, but, manage a company's brand, or, learn how to make a news broadcast work, whether it's in front of the camera or behind the camera, between the different labs and hands-on experiences that students will get. They're going to get a great education that will prepare them great for the workforce. We also do have a College of Social Work that does issue a Bachelor's of Social Work. Students actually spend about 500 field placement hours out in the community, which does make them eligible for our graduation with leadership distinction indicator on the transcript and diploma that students will earn. And then also, if students earn a Bachelor's of Social Work, they can do our Master's of Social Work in about 1 year, 3 semesters with the Advanced Standing program. So that's a great way if students are interested in kind of a counseling area, because students can go on to be a licensed counselor with a Master's of Social Work. And then our College of Engineering and Computing has, some of the traditional majors like computer science, mechanical engineering. We also have a few really niche majors that are really unique just in the terms of engineering in general. So biomedical engineering is going to focus on how you engineer things kind of inside the body. And then we also have a new aerospace engineering program that's a few years old, and it's actually the only aerospace engineering major in the state of South Carolina. And we also have some fun majors like integrated information technology. So if you're wanting to be in the IT field and learn how to do things with databases and front-end user support, that's also a great option in our College of Engineering and Computing. So we are a very big school. We have 27,000 undergraduate students and about a 60-40 split of in-state versus out-of-state students. And that number, I think, is still pretty consistent over the past few years. And I will say for our transfer students, we err on the side of about 80% in-state students and 20% out-of-state students. So if you're tuning in from North Carolina, you're definitely going to find plenty of other North Carolinians here at the University of South Carolina, since that is actually the largest state and where we get both freshmen and transfer students from that's not South Carolina. So we actually do have students from all 50 states and more than 100 countries. So you're definitely going to meet people from all over the place here at the University of South Carolina. And even though we are a big school, we do have a very low student to faculty ratio at about 17:1. And approximately 85% of our classes have 50 students or fewer, which is not always what you would think about when you think about a large state flagship institution. So the majority of the classes that are really big at the University of South Carolina are going to be things like those introductory history classes, the lectures of biology and chemistry, where the labs might be a bit smaller, but the lecture does have a lot of students in it. So if you're doing a lot of your general education courses at your current school, you're probably going to be bypassing a lot of the classes that are going to be really big here. So, things that are usually draw students to a really big school are the athletics, the major offerings, the number of clubs and organizations that we have. But then students still get that small school feel with having an assigned advisor and being required to meet with that advisor at least once a semester, as well as that low student to faculty ratio. And I should have said all that on the slide. But in addition to those low student to faculty ratio numbers, we actually do have 56 nationally ranked programs between our undergraduate level all the way up through our graduate, professional, and doctoral. So there's a lot of great programs here. I did mention quite a few of them on my earlier slides, but there's a whole lot more out there. And so another thing that draws students to the University of South Carolina is the fact that we are located in Columbia, where we have great things like internships and co-ops that are just right downtown. And so since campus is downtown, it makes it really easy to go do, say, an internship at the State House or at one of the numerous companies that are located downtown. As well, there's great food, great festivals, concerts year-round when there's not a global pandemic, of course. I feel like there's always something going on, and we're in a nice central location within the state. So that makes it great to get to the beach, get to the mountains, get to larger cities, but also enjoy the things that are in Columbia, like our multiple rivers that run through campus, not through campus, but through city, whether that's kayaking, tubing, or running on the Riverwalk. A lot of great stuff going on in Columbia. And then we really prize the beyond the classroom experience, which is now built into all of our majors. So students will do some sort of experiential learning component to their degree, whether that's interning, going abroad, doing research, and getting together with alumni to network and really make those career connections. So the application process, students will do an application through the Office of Undergraduate Admissions, whether they are inside the USC system or not. If you're already in the USC system, you would do our system transfer applications. You would actually not. The process that Matt and I think Ira will talk about is a little bit different for Columbia, since admissions actually does handle the system transfers through their own separate application on our website. So students have to do our application, and then starting this year, we actually have started accepting unofficial college transcripts for our transfer students. So you do have the ability to upload that with your application, which is really exciting. So some dates and deadlines to keep in mind. If you're thinking about applying for spring, you should do so as soon as possible, but before November 1st. The applications for fall and summer will open up in February. May 1st is a good target deadline to aim for, even if you're not applying for a major in nursing or business, because that just gives you the opportunity to hopefully have a decision sooner. But the fall application will close for good on July 1st. But if you are thinking about nursing or business, definitely apply by May 1st, since those majors do have limited capacity and almost always fill up before the July 1st deadline. So our minimum GPA requirements is going to be a 2.25 if you're in the USC system. Some of our majors actually will lower that to a 2.0 for you. We do have majors that have higher GPA minimums ranging all the way up to a 3.25 for our School of Business. And we do recalculate your GPA based on all attempts of non-remedial or developmental coursework. So sometimes the transcript GPA doesn't match what we're using if you have retaken multiple courses or have taken remedial classes. So that's kind of the brief bit about the University of South Carolina, Columbia. Feel free to reach out to us. The email is definitely one of the best ways to get in touch with me at admtransfer@mailbox.sc.edu. But we're also on social media, and feel free to give us a call if you have any other questions. All right, Ira, you're up.
Thanks, Allison. I appreciate that. I'm going to load up my screen here, make sure everybody can see it. So if you'll just let me know if you guys can see my presentation, that would be awesome.
Yep, it looks like you are good.
Yep, you're good, Ira.
All right, awesome. So if you can still see my presentation, let me know.
I was going to say you're in slide, like the slide view, not the actual presentation mode.
Got it. Thank you. All right, is that it?
No, not yet.
I'm gonna start over. There we go. Is that
There
right?
you are. Yep, good to go.
Okay, thank you for that. Sorry about that, everyone. My name is Ira Pace. I'm with USC Upstate in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We are the largest regional comprehensive college and second largest in the system of the USC system and 8 campuses. USC Upstate is actually very highly ranked in many different ways. We are one of the best online colleges, number 6 in the South. We're the #1 regional public college ranked by US News and World Report, and we're the 3rd largest transfer in school in the state of South Carolina. Just wanted to go a little bit more into comparison here. There are 6,000 students at USC Upstate from almost every county in South Carolina, some from North Carolina, and then 29 states and 14 nations. I myself am from North Carolina, and I'm a transfer student, or I was a transfer student. So I know this transfer process fairly well. There are about 1,500 new transfer students each year, usually about 800 to 900 new transfer students every fall. And then the remaining students are transferring in the spring or at the start of any of our 3 or 5 summer terms that you can choose. So we do have a lot of opportunities to apply and start at Upstate on your time. We're one of the best colleges for social mobility. We're the #5 best regional college for veterans, and our business school is one of the top 5% of business programs in the world. We also have received the Colleges of Distinction Award for every program here at USC Upstate as a public college, as a college university overall, as a South Carolina institution and university, and then within our 3 professional schools. And these are the 4 criteria on which each program or each school receives a College of Distinction badge. It's based on student engagement, the student activity and communities, successful outcomes of your degree program, and then the overall quality of the professor that you have in the classroom. And I will say that most of our professors have their terminal degree, meaning they have the highest level of education in their field. And they've also done something in their field as a professional. For instance, our Associate Dean of the College of Business was a Vice President of Operations at a Fortune 500 company. So we have people who are teaching our students what they did to be successful and how to do that and be successful yourself. Really quickly about financial aid. If you are from North Carolina, there is an out-of-state scholarship, so I received that for my time here, but if you are in-state, there's a difference in the tuition as well. So I just put the tuition breakdown here for you to look over, and if you are going back later to see this when we post the recording, this will be an estimate based on the general information on our financial aid website. We're number 23 in the Southeast for the best value for your buck or best value for your expenses and tuition. We have a great program here, as you saw some of our rankings, but we also have merit-based scholarships. So for those of you transferring with an associate's degree and 60 credit hours, you can actually qualify for our transfer scholarship. And for those of you from out of state, from North Carolina that are tuning in, or from really anywhere that's tuning in that's not a South Carolina resident, there is also an $11,355 out-of-state scholarship that can be added to your transfer scholarship. We gave out $62 million in financial aid in the last 2 years, each year actually. These are all of our programs. We actually revamped our business program, and so instead of having one single business program, we now have 6 individual majors in business, starting with accounting. Cybersecurity is one of our newer programs as well. But our top programs are nursing, education, and business, with our fastest growing being in the medical field, exercise science, and biology. So those are typically some of our larger majors here on campus. Each one, again, is ranked or nationally recognized as a College of Distinction within the university. We do have a lot of flexible learning options for you. So that includes Palmetto College. These are online programs, a consortium of all of the USC campuses. So that would be Columbia, Aiken, Beaufort, and Upstate. Each has their own program that can be done online 100%. And then USC Upstate also has a few online programs that you can find and study for yourself. Programs are also located in hybrid and evening classes that are available, so you can complete your class in person or in the evenings. And most of that's done at our university center. There is distance and online learning support, so you do have a librarian on call 24/7 that you can actually access at any time. So even though you're not here on campus, there is still a lot of ways to get in touch with us and still be successful. Even if you're 100 miles away, 1,000 miles away, anywhere you are, we provide that support to you. Just a few quick transfer stats. This is for the fall term. So we had 800 new transfer students with 1,400 applications. Again, making us the third largest transfer in school in South Carolina, 32 South Carolina counties, 9 states, and 6 countries. The transfer class every year takes up or makes up about 50% of our new student enrollment and a little bit over 50% of our total enrollment for the student body. So about half of the university was or is at one time a transfer student. Transferring Simplified. This is just to talk about some of the benefits and what we do here to make Upstate a special place for transfer students. We do a couple things, including individualized credit by credit evaluations. We have updated transfer profiles and guides on our website, as well as the South Carolina track. So Transfer and Articulation Center, something that you can see basically anytime to see how your classes transfer in, as well as degree completion programs that jumpstart your career, leading into a 2+2 situation where you can finish your associate's degree and then finish your bachelor's in 2 years. These are our top transfer partner schools, but we actually have students, like I said, from all over the nation. And we have a lot of students from North Carolina at any of the technical colleges and some of the four-year universities. But these are our top partners, again, that are part of our Direct Connect cohorts. Talking about career growth, because this is what you need to think about next, is how do we help you access that higher level in your career. And so completing your degree with us not only increases your lifetime earning potential, but it also increases your employment rate. So it's very important to remember that your bachelor's degree, any of these USC campuses, any of our campuses in the system, will help you achieve a maximized lifetime earning potential, but also ensure that you are employed or can stay employed, even in a downturn in the economy like the pandemic. So students with their bachelor's degree are more likely to find themselves continually employed and gainfully employed. Upstate's graduates also find themselves as nursing majors working in the hospital systems. Spartanburg Regional is one of the largest hospital systems in South Carolina. They work and host most of our nursing students, if not a good number of them. We have students who are now principals and superintendents of school districts. We also have production team leaders at BMW and the national headquarters there in Greer, South Carolina, which is about 15 minutes away from us. And we have students who are network administrators at QS1, which is a IT company in downtown Spartanburg. So we are actually home to to more international businesses and investments than any region in the nation. So there's a lot going on here in terms of international investment, international companies, and career opportunities. Many of our graduates are earning more than $50,000 per year, and we have about 30,000 alumni, most of them working and living in the upstate of South Carolina. The application process is incredibly easy. This is the overall just transfer student process if you're not within the USC system. So if you're transferring in from any school that is not a regional comprehensive college or any other school like our two-year technical schools that you can transfer from, you apply here, send in your transcripts. If you have less than 30 transferable hours, you can still be admitted, but you do have to send in your high school information. And then you have your decision within 10 to 15 days, usually your letter to you within 15 to 30 days after that. If you are a system transfer student, you apply online through your self-service Student Carolina account, and it is free with no charge, and it takes about 5 minutes. Here's my contact information. If you have any questions, you can call, email, or text at any time. My work cell phone number, you can call and text for any access when I'm off campus or on campus.
All right, thanks, Ira. So now I guess we'll open it up to see if anyone that's attending today has any questions for us. So if you have so, feel free to submit those in the Q&A box, and we'll be able to answer those here for you. Okay, and I do have one, and I think this will be a good one for all of us to answer. Do you offer any scholarships specifically for transfer students? And as far as USCBe goes, we do have a couple of options depending on whether you're in-state or out of state. So for in-state transfer students, we do have, and this is for up to $2,000 per year, for transfer students that have over 30 hours of college credit and have a transfer GPA of at least a 3.0 or higher. Now, that's not from an unlimited amount of funds. So it is a first come, first served basis, but there is that scholarship. I know we might have some folks from North Carolina that'll be watching this presentation. So we do also offer an out of state residential scholarship tuition waiver for transfer students as well, for that have a transfer GPA of 2.5 or higher. And you must live in on-campus housing, but if you do, then you can possibly receive a scholarship that basically knocks down the difference in between out-of-state and in-state tuition.
For USC Upstate, we have a transfer scholarship. We also have an out-of-state academic waiver. For the transfer scholarship, you do need to have a 3.5 GPA or higher with 60 total credit hours or an associate's degree, an AA, AS, or AAS to be considered or qualified for that scholarship. Again, those are first come, first served, so you do have to apply early if you intend on coming to Upstate. And then also we have an out-of-state waiver for North Carolina students that is $11,355. It is not as limited, but it is still limited in a fashion in terms of funding. But it is important that you apply because these are both automatic consideration based on your credentials.
All right, so the Columbia campus, we don't have, through the Office of Undergraduate Admissions does not have transfer scholarships, but a lot of our academic departments do have scholarships that transfer students are eligible for. And so those are also a first come, first serve, and students do have to be admitted in order to pursue those. But I've, worked with a lot of students who have be able to be admitted like really early and are able to do those applications. So a lot of them do rest with the different academic departments here on the Columbia campus. That is one slight difference, but a lot of our departments do have ample scholarship money to give away. And while we don't have anything that defaultly gives North Carolina residents in-state tuition, if students are receiving a departmental scholarship over $500, that does trigger a tuition reduction. And we do have different levels of tuition reduction, so not any out-of-state student getting a scholarship automatically goes to in-state tuition, but it does bring the cost down a little bit.
I was just asking, do we have any other questions out there?
I think there's a good one would be if your school or who is the best contact to get a transcript evaluation started for your degree completion. And for USC Upstate, that would start with me. And so my contact information would be in the recorded presentation. You can access anytime, and you just send a copy of your unofficial transcript to me by email.
At the Columbia campus, that would be me. I am right now the one person who's doing all of our transfer recruitment, and I have one-on-one appointment slots. And so that is one thing you can either email me for, or it's actually on our admissions website as well, where you can book a 20-minute time slot to chat one-on-one over the phone or Zoom. And I can also take a look at the credits that you've had and see how many of them we've had transfer here. And especially for South Carolina, we pretty much have had almost everything from all of the schools transferred. North Carolina is still a little bit hit or miss depending on the school that it's, that a student is coming from. But that's one of my favorite parts of my job, is getting to interact with students and help show them how their credits apply to a degree here.
Yeah, and technically at USCBe, our registrar's office coordinates our transcript evaluations. They're also happy to do an unofficial evaluation if you just have questions about what is transferable. And a good resource, especially if you're in a South Carolina institution, whether a technical or community college that I failed to mention earlier, is sctrack.org. So that's sctrac.org. That's a really good resource as well, to where you can put basically insert your from institution and your to institution, basically where you're currently a student or where you have previously earned credits, to where you're wanting to transfer to. And it's basically a statewide articulation where they have a list of what the course is there that you can enter and exactly what it will transfer to your destination university as. So that's a good resource. Something else to keep in mind is there's also a statewide transfer articulation agreement between all public technical and community colleges in all public four-year universities in South Carolina. So there's 86 courses that are listed on there that are pretty well guaranteed to transfer into each institution. Now, what they transfer in as might vary because not all of our colleges line up with course numberings and all that kind of stuff, but you at least know that it's eligible to transfer over. And pretty much you could probably find that information on all of our websites, or your academic advisor at your current two-year institution would also be able to help guide you through that. All right, we have about 5 minutes left. Any other questions out there?
I guess one thing that, some students might be wondering is, are we open for campus visits, or are we doing any events? And so I'll say on the Columbia campus, we are doing very limited in-person tours up until Thanksgiving. Our school is online after Thanksgiving break. So we're still waiting to see if any of our student ambassadors are able to come back to lead in-person tours, but we do also expect the limited in-person tours to continue on through the spring. So we limit it to 3 students and 2 guests, rounding out to 9 people total per student ambassador. And those tours don't go inside anywhere. They are just a strictly outside tour.
Yep, we are also limiting our campus tours. We are hosting them through till the holidays because we are open after Thanksgiving break. I think we might be the only USC school doing that. And so we will be hosting at 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock. We also offer virtual tours, and we have in-person Transfer Tuesday events that are limited, so you need to have a reservation to attend. And then we also have virtual open houses and virtual Fridays. If you have a select major that you're interested in, you can tune into a virtual presentation from the dean of that department and major.
And we're also doing kind of a hybrid model. So if you go to USCBe.edu and you'll see a link that says schedule a tour or visit USCBe up there, you'll see the various options. We are open for limited capacity and socially distanced individual tours, as well as some smaller open house type events as well. We actually have one coming up this Saturday that still has availability. So if that's not too short notice for you, come down and see us in Bluffton. But we are also, sorry about that. But yeah, so the Visit USCBe website off of uscbe.edu. And we're still doing various virtual content by individual majors that you can register for, as well as a really great virtual campus tour as well to walk through campus.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't add that we still have virtual options if people are not comfortable or able to visit in person. So our virtual tours are led 5 days a week. So we don't have them on Fridays or Saturdays, but they're done live from our student ambassadors. And then throughout the week, we also do have academic information sessions done by the people in our each individual academic colleges. So great ones to check out.
All right, great. Any closing thoughts? We have a few minutes left. All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. I guess we will turn it back over to the CACRAO facilitator to share some final housekeeping slides.
So just to kind of wrap up everything, thank you all for joining us today. And, you will have a quick survey at the end here, 4 questions. Please complete those if you can. That just helps us improve for the future. You can sign up for more of these sessions if you go to our website, www.cacrao.org. And the recording of this session will also be available within a week's time on that same website. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.